Welcome back. Are you ready to learn about chapter 4 on the book? I thought it was just me, but it isn't, by Brene Brown. Today I want to share some super important information about practicing critical awareness. And so what's the difference between awareness and critical awareness? Awareness is just knowing that something exists. Critical awareness is knowing why it exists, how it works, how our society is impacted by it, and who benefits from it. Which to me, that is going super deep, going underneath. For a long time, I knew some of my patterns, but I think I was just staying up above. I wasn't really digging into it. I also hadn't built resilience. And so it was just easier for me to be, okay, I know that it's there, but I'm not ready to deal with it. And that's okay too. As you build your spiritual toolbox, you'll be able to tackle things that 6 months ago, a year ago, you wouldn't have been able to tackle. And so just being patient with yourself. And that's also a good reminder for me too, because there are times where I get super frustrated and I'm like, oh, but I've known about this for this long, or I'm just ready to change that. Why does it keep coming up? And every time something comes up, it's just we are peeling away. I had a teacher that said that we're onions, and we're just peeling away all the layers and layers and layers. And just being okay with that. Being okay with being an onion. Just take a deep breath into that. Sounds kind of silly, but yeah. Being okay with being an onion and just peeling the layers. So we come back to shame, and shame, according to Brene Brown, works like a zoom lens. And so it doesn't allow you to see the whole picture. You are zoomed in so tight, and that makes you feel flawed, like something's wrong with me. It makes you feel alone, and it makes you feel like you're struggling. I'm the only one. So she has these questions that will help you to zoom out so that you could see the whole picture, so you can develop your critical awareness. So I'm going to read them to you. And so, what are the societal community expectations around blank? So fill in the blank with one of the 12 categories we discussed in chapter 3. So for example, what are the social community expectations around appearance or around motherhood? Why do these expectations exist? How do these expectations work? How is our society influenced by these expectations? Who benefits from these expectations? And so taking some time to sit down. Yes, this is work. It's the school of life. Taking time, set aside some time so that you could reflect on these questions. And then the next step is learning how to use the information to reality check your shame triggers. So how realistic are these expectations? So I'm in my 40s. How realistic is it for me to have no wrinkles? I mean, when I watch TV, it looks like people in their 60s don't have wrinkles. And so going back to that, like, that's not real life. So how realistic are my expectations? Can I be all these things all the time? Do these expectations conflict with each other? Am I describing who I want to be or who others want me to be? And so who do I want to be? Versus who do other people want me to be? I think that is a huge question that I'm always coming back to. Because if I want to really be authentic, it would be in my best interest to follow who I want to be, not who others want me to be. And sometimes it makes me feel super uncomfortable because I'm doing things that other people might not see as valuable, but I see it as valuable. So let me go back to the questions, because how realistic are my expectations? Can I be all these things all the time? Do the expectations conflict with each other? Am I describing who I want to be or who others want me to be? If someone perceives me as having these unwanted identities, what will happen? Can I control how others perceive me? And how do I try? Again, I had one of my teachers that she said, what other people think of you is none of your business. That is a hard pill to swallow for me, because I've always been concerned about what other people think. But again, it goes back to, who are you really, right here in your heart? Who, if you are following your heart, then it doesn't really matter what other people say. Yeah, it might still hurt. But the truth is that you're living your life for you. You're living your life for yourself, not for anybody else. And people are always going to have opinions about you. So following your heart is one of the biggest gifts that you can give yourself. And then we go even deeper. Like, if you didn't think that was deep enough, now we're going to go even deeper. So only asking and answering these questions, you might end up feeling stuck, angry, or overwhelmed. So now you have to practice critical awareness by linking it to personal experiences that you learn from. And that is how we move into becoming even more resilient. Seeing the big picture. So contextualizing it, normalizing it. I'm not the only one. I am not the only 44-year-old with wrinkles. I'm not. Demystifying. I'll share what I know with others. And just linking it back to your life. I think looking for those little examples. And for me, sometimes it's hard to go back. And so just going forward with this mentality of, okay, this is what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to look at my life from this angle. And then when you make a mistake, when you are in shame, then then you can be like, oh, there it is. That's the trigger around blank. And then maybe you can dive into these things. So either way, you can look at the past, you can wait and see if it comes up, and then go back to this video, go back to the book, look at these questions, and then see how it helps you, or how it helps you move forward. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. There's a little bit more to this chapter, but I think this is a lot of information. And so I'll just leave you with this last tiny bit of saying, reaching out is the single most powerful act of resilience. So find someone that you can reach out to when you're feeling shame. Maybe you can even ask someone to help you answer these questions. And so with that, much love. Hopefully you got at least one goodie from this. And until next time, more kisses. Bye.